Squelch, 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 squelch.
Welcome back to Squelch, the video game book club. I'm Dano.
And I'm Matt at Arms, and we're here to remind you that Dragon Age Inquisition is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
We are Storm.
Yeah, we're notice no Storm Rage this week. He's out for the reasons.
Yeah, Storm Rage had some life stuff to take care of, heading back to school. He's a college professor, got to do his professing. Had a bunch going on, so took this week off. And I'll be honest with you, he should have taken last week off because this DLC much more fun. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Next week, I think the best Dragon Age Inquisition week. I finished up the Trespasser today, and chef's kiss. It was. You know what? I'm not going to overhype it too much because I'm going to feel like if I oversell it, then it's going to be so. I really enjoyed it, so I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. So anyway, so this week we went through the Jaws of Hakkon DLC. Next week we were playing through the Trespasser, which is the end of the game. So if you want to play the Trespasser, it does shut down like the rest of the game, essentially. I believe after it rolls credits, that's the end. So that is like the bow on the top of Dragon Age Inquisition. It finishes the story. I think it does a really good job. So next week is the Trespasser. Then we're done with Dragon Age Inquisition. We're going to take a break and do that one game. Dispatch, but not the band. Yes. The game. Dispatch.
No, Dispatch.
And then, so we're going to play Dispatch for just a few weeks, I think you guys said. It's a short game.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all.
Okay. Storm Ray said it was pretty short. It's like 3 weeks, I think he said 3-4 weeks. And then we will head over to Dragon Age the Veilguard, which I'm not gonna lie, I am super excited about playing after finishing up the Trespasser. So
actually, I was excited about playing it after finishing up this DLC. Like, okay, because this DLC was good. This DLC was really good.
I really don't want to take a break. I want to like jump right into it, but I respect the thought and the ideas, and that you guys need a little break from BioWare games. I understand. But man, I'm excited for the Veilguard now, and excited to be disappointed because it should be an amazing game based on how we ended the Trespasser. But anyways, just so you all know, there are purple flames in the Trespasser. You get a new hand power that gets you through the flames. You do not want to know how long it took me to figure that out. Also, this DLC rewards the heck out of exploration. Like, check everything everywhere. There are Easter eggs and really fun, like, bits of lore about, like, the current, like, story that are kind of hidden throughout. Multiple hidden quests. It is really, really fun. Matt, what's up?
Was it is this the hand power we got in this DLC?
No,
or is
there
it
are
the hand power you get at the beginning of the next DLC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. New hand power. There are multiple iterations of it throughout the DLC, but you get the first one, just kind of makes you invulnerable for a short period of time. And nice. I just didn't kind of get it until then I did. I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. But no, it's really cool. What they do with this story here is really great. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to talk about it next week. So yeah, this is a fun one too. This is like, I'm not gonna lie, Jaws of Hakkon were super duper fun. So I want to kind of hop right into it. But first, let's go thank some patrons.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
Oh, you did the thing. I was unexpected. This was good. No,
yeah.
Very nice.
Sorry, it was in green.
No, it was great. It was good. Thank you very much, Patreon and Twitch subs. Your support keeps this podcast ticking. If you want to support the show, head over to twitch.tv/DanoPlay or patreon.com/squelch. Let's head into the lore. Go through this real quick.
This one's a real page turner.
So I'm just gonna do this just like a real minute and 30 seconds of the cast and crew. I think next week we're gonna do this a little bit differently because we get a whole lot of more information about it. But this week we have Cullen, commander of our military forces. Josephine, she's our ambassador. Liliana is our spy master. Blackwall was a Grey Warden, but not a Grey Warden. He was actually a disgraced or Legion commander. Cassandra, she was a seeker, which is like a fancy Templar. Now she is the Divine. I don't care what anybody else says. Cole is a human spirit who wanted to be a real boy. Dorian is a mage from Tevinter. The Iron Bull was an agent for Ben Hassereth, and then he had to choose between being an agent for Ben Hassereth, a part of the Coon, or saving the mercenary company, the Bulls Chargers. We all decided to save the Chargers. Sarah is the Red Jenny. She is awesome. She gets even better next week. Solus is apparently an ancient elven god named the Dreadwolf, or an agent of the ancient elven god named the Dreadwolf. He bumped off Flemeth. Varric is a rogue and an author. Vivian is a human mage. Did I miss anything?
No, we got everybody.
Awesome. Should we get into the recap?
Let's do it.
As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn.
All right, feel free to jump in at any time here, Matt, if I missed anything or if you want to interject or anything. So this starts off this detail starts off at the war table, and apparently the University of Orlais, which is a very fancy Orlais. We have a dude who works for us who was studying dragons, who was part of the University of Orlais. They were looking into the history of the last Inquisitor who disappeared 800 years ago. And they believe they found him, and things got a little hairy, and they're like, hey, you want to come and help us out? And we're like, yeah, we love archaeology. Let's go check this out. We have nothing better to do with our time. So we head out to the Frostback Basin, and we find two tribes of Avar there. The Avar are essentially human hunters who live in a shamanistic society. Does that sound about right, Matt?
That's about right. Yeah, there's the Stone Bear, who are the quote unquote good guys. They're they're in a stronghold. They're pretty cool. They like us. They want to do some trading. They want to get involved. And then there's the Jaws of Hakkon, which are pretty much the things you kill all over the place. The guys you kill everywhere.
Yeah. They basically try to kill us on sight. They do not like the Inquisition. They are not cool with lowlanders, as they call us. Whereas the Stone Bear, they're like, yeah, whatever. We don't care. You want to do some trading? We'll do some trading. Great. Just don't do anything dumb or we'll kill you. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So the search for Inquisitor Ameridan leads us to a magically frozen door, which is guarded by the Jaws of Hakkon. We approach the Stone Bear for help, but they can't help because they have a treaty with the Jaws of Hakkon. But they can break that if we help them out and find their missing bear. We find the bear, and it turns out that the Jaws of Hakkon stole that bear. Now the Stone Bear are in all the way and super mad about the Jaws of Hakkon, who they were basically mad at anyways for being kind of dinguses. And very much a cult who were worshiping some old spirit guy. What's up, Matt?
Right. Yeah, it's very college or high school. It's where the other team stole the mascot, which is the Stone Bear, and now they're mad about it.
Yeah. So we found the bear in a jail.
Yeah, in a jail underneath the Tevinter ruins. Yeah.
Yeah. So we found the bear, and the bear went back and was all cool. We do get to later judge that bear, by the way. So after we save the bear. Right. After we save the bear, we get to go and the leader of the Stone Bear tribe there, she says, so I understand that in your society, you are able to judge people. Now, our bear allowed himself to get caught, and so we ask that you judge it. And so we can choose to let it go, be free. We can choose to make it do tricks or something, or we can choose to recruit it to the Inquisition. I chose to recruit it to the Inquisition because I wanted a bear.
I wish I did this. I didn't get to do this. I did not recruit the bear. I did not even judge the bear. I didn't know you could judge the bear.
Yeah, so I judged the bear, recruited the bear, and then there was a war table operation where we got to go out and do something with the bear with other Avar tribes, and they're super impressed that we have the bear because it's like a special kind of like it's like a tribal animal. They have a special name for it. I don't remember what it is, but I was like, this is maybe my favorite part of the game. So I have a bear now. And the Stone Bear tribe are now all the way in. Now we just have to figure out how to get past the magic ice door. There are multiple steps to this, but eventually we find an ancient Deventer stronghold, and inside we find information that the first emperor of Orlais sent Inquisitor Emeriden to Frostback Basin to kill a dragon who was threatening Southern Thedas during the beginning of the Second Blight. Apparently, Emeriden was quite the dragon fighter, as all good Inquisitors are.
It's true.
We fight through a bunch of Hakkon in the stronghold, discover some spirits, fight some spirits, and then find both the dragon and Emeriden still alive but frozen in time from a spell that Emeriden cast. Oh, and by the way, the dragon is embodied by the spirit of Hakkon, which is an Avar god because the Avar worship spirits from the Fade as gods. And it's actually pretty chill because the spirits don't get all murdery and weird about it. They're just kind of like, yeah, this is our thing. And I'm like, I feel like maybe they're doing it all right and we're doing it all wrong.
Talking to the head shaman guy who's like, yeah, it's like, this is normal. This is whatever. And everybody around me, like all my entire party's like, this is super weird. This feels wrong. And I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like it's working for him.
Yeah. Like, even like they're shamans. They don't call it shaman, but they're essentially shamans, like take in spirits to like teach them magic, and it just like works out pretty well, except for it when it doesn't, and then they have to get murdered in their sleep. But
yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, they got a bad spirit. Actually, there's a great line. Like when you finally get to the chief, I guess, the clan leader, to agree to assault the Deventer stronghold with you. She's and like you ask about like about their gods, and like she goes, sometimes it's good to kill the gods every once in a while. It allows them to be reborn again. So like occasionally if the gods get old and bitter and start becoming wrathful, just kill them. They'll come back eventually and be fine until you have to kill them again.
That is really fun because we're like, you're okay with us killing Hakkon? And she's like, yeah, no, it is time. That guy is due for a reset.
Yeah. It's like basically you can turn it off and turn it back on. Turn the god off and turn it back on again. We'll be fine.
It's very much the modem isn't working. Have you unplugged it and plugged it back in yet? I have.
Yes.
No, I'm going to give that a try. It worked. Hakkon is fixed. Have you unplugged Hakkon and plugged him back in again?
Yeah, make sure you count to 10 first, and then then plug it back in.
It doesn't work.
Exactly.
You gotta get that full Hakkon reset.
Yeah.
So Emeriden, who is an elf and a mage, which comes as a surprise to everybody, tells us that he and the first emperor were actually like good buds, and he was sent to kill the dragon and was shocked when no one came looking for him because he couldn't kill that dragon. So he was like, I'm just gonna cast a little timey-wimey spell, and then when the emperor or some of my pals come looking for me, then they can like unbreak the timey-wimey spell, we'll kill the dragon together, and then all will be right with the world. But that never happened because, well, the second blight happened, and so Orlais and pretty much all of the Southern Thedas was kind of in a bit of a pickle with that, and so they just kind of never had time to come and look for the missing Inquisitor, because, the dragon wasn't causing any problems, so sad that Emeriden is gone, but the dragon is taken care of, so second blight to deal with. So what's that?
Preoccupied. Yeah, preoccupied. Yeah. Just a world-changing event. It's fine.
Yeah. But we kind of are able to talk to him and kind of let him know that, hey, it's a bit of a bummer you've been stuck here for 800 years, but honestly, without you doing this, a whole lot more people would have died, because then Southern Thedas would have had to deal with a horde of Darkspawn, an archdemon, and Hakkon in the form of a dragon. So, good job, Emeriden. Then time catches up to him and he dies.
Yep. And it's like pretty quick. It's just like, Yeah.
Well, you know, you can't have two Inquisitors knocking around. It just get weird.
Yeah.
The dragon
Yeah,
doesn't die, though, and flies off. So it is time for us to go kill a dragon god.
Yeah. If you have Cassandra in your party when you talk to Ameridan, he drops some pretty good, deep lore about the Seekers and how he was like the head Seeker. And then he drops some more about like how the tranquilization process came about and how it has been like, and then like was it Cassandra realizes that like, oh, what I was researching was right. The fact that like tranquilization was really made to make more Seekers, except they used it to stop having mages being mages instead. So
Yeah, it was kind of like bad news all the way down for Ameridan. Like, I think,
Yeah.
he found out that his girlfriend died. He found out that like the Seekers ended up, twisting this ritual into destroying mages. He found out that the elves were basically, it was all bad news.
Yeah, the elves abandoned Theodas in the time of the Blight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was kind of a bummer moment for him. He's kind of like, well,
Yeah.
Bye.
Guess I'll die now. I mean, I would want to fade away after hearing all that too, right? Like, oh, all this happened when I was gone? No. Great. I'm just going to fade away into nothingness.
I didn't know the feeling, guy. Then we get to go kill a dragon god, which is like on the other side of the island or the other side of the zone. So we, ride our horsey over.
It's next to the boats. It's next to the boats.
Well, the boats are gone. The boats are still there, aren't they?
No, the boats are still there.
The dock is basically gone. Like the little hut is gone.
Yeah.
The poor guy who ran the hut is gone.
Yeah.
So
poor guy.
we can't fast travel there, which was a bummer. So we rode our horsey off and got to kill the dragon god. It was a pretty fun fight. I enjoyed it. Matt, how did you enjoy this fight?
It was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed just smacking him around, hitting him for as much damage as possible, and then standing back and watching him fly around and just throw ads at me every once in a while.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was definitely a multi-phase fight, but it wasn't a super difficult one, to be honest. It wasn't as difficult as like some of like the non-required dragons.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an easy fight though either, which I appreciated. I thought it was like a really good, difficult boss fight without it being like, the most difficult thing ever, which was fine by me.
Right. Yeah. It was a good fight. It was fun.
Yep. And then we looted his corpse, got some super sweet ice dragon bone to use, which is, I think, my favorite tint. It's this like red gold. It is great looking. Yeah, it was great. It was great. So that was a DLC. I really loved the story of it. I thought it was a really fun little story that they did a good job of like, hey, let's go do this fun thing because we have nothing better to go on. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. We have to go deal with some real shenanigans. Yeah.
I like the little hinted romance between the scout lady,
Scout Harding,
and Scout Harding and the professor guy. There was a little bit of a hinted romance going on, like behind the scenes, like away, like because like she tags along in a few parts of the mission too, which is fun.
I would say this was like Scout Harding was a major player. We don't really talk about Scout Harding enough. Scout Harding is awesome. She's at the beginning of every DLC. She's like Liliana's like right hand dwarf.
Well, she's literally like the one that shows the first person you talk to is when you go into a new zone. She's great.
Yep. And so she is quasi romanceable actually. So if you don't romance anyone else, there are flirt options with Scout Harding during the game. And then during this DLC, actually, you can actually fully romance Harding. Which I think is pretty great. So, but yeah, Scout Harding has a ton going on this one. You get like to read letters from her mom and like she has like fully fleshed out dialogue options. She comes along on some of the adventures and hangs out in the background so Scout Harding gets a lot of screen time in this one, which I think is super well deserved. And I believe Scout Harding is a companion in the Veilguard.
Oh, really?
I believe so. I think I read that she was romanceable or something in the Veilguard, which led me to believe that she's, I believe, a companion in the Veilguard, which I would love. Would be awesome. Because Scout Harding's one of my favorite characters in the game. Scout Harding and Dagna, which is I love Dagna. She's the elf that does like the fun like blacksmithing stuff. And
Oh right, yeah.
and her and Sarah are dating by the end of the game, and that one's a ton of fun
Nice.
with that too. So that comes out next week. But
Nice.
yeah, I thought it was a fantastic little DLC, super fun little story. There were some like I would say like the Avar were not easy at all. I thought when you ran into like the wandering parties of Avar, they were kind of a hassle to kind of clear out. A lot of them had elites with them. There was an
They all
ice
had
troll. Did you
lightsabers.
fight the ice troll?
I think I fought the ice troll. That was a bunch.
The ice
That was a
troll
lot
is
of fun.
super hard. That was like I think the
Yep.
hardest fight in the DLC. It was a bunch of fun. Yeah, it was a great little story. I enjoyed it.
Hello, old friend. Let's meet for tea after the match, shall we?
Are you gonna say the thing?
Oh, slurp, slurp, slurp.
Good job, Matt. Way to go. That was really good. Just check that dignity at the door, my friend.
Yeah. It's like I have any. Yeah.
So I did all of the side quests in this zone. So Matt's going to interject, I think is what he says. He's going to
Yeah. So yeah, I did a lot of it. I think I did most of it except for the shards and the star puzzles. So
Yeah. So I found all the shards because I don't mind those. They're like little fetch things. You just kind of like you find the little skull that you look through, and then you find them like a little binocular situation, and then I don't mind finding the shards. So I found all those shards. So I've solved all of the consolation puzzles. I basically gave it a try. I try it once or twice, and if I can't get it, then I go to a guide. So I got one of them, and then the other two I had to look up because they're either like pretty easy to figure out or they're impossible to figure out. They're
There's no in between.
a specific kind of like math problem, I forget what it's
It's
called.
like a vector diagram, or I don't know what it is, but
anyways,
it's like it.
they're either like kind of easy to puzzle out or virtually impossible to puzzle out without using actual math. And so I'm like, I ain't doing that. And I also sealed all of the rifts. There were some rifts in this zone, which took care of those as well.
Yeah, they're mostly around your level, and there's a couple that are around like 26. That like the first one was hard, and then I avoided it, and then I went back to it and got it. It wasn't too bad.
Nice. Yep. So, I killed a Fade Touch Lurker, a Fade Touched Gurgut, and a Fade Touched Spider, so a lady could make a dead Avar undead. I think that's what was going on, but in a good way, not in a weird way. And then I gave the stuff to his son to turn in because he couldn't do it because he hurt himself while being a hero. And the Avar were like, well, if you can't do it on your own, then you're a failure. And Sarah was having none of that. And so I was like, fine, he can go do it. This really wasn't in line with Avar traditions, so the Holy Lady wasn't enthused, but Sarah was happy. Varric and Cole also liked it, which is usually a good indication that you are being a good person.
It was one of those things where like it was a specific ritual to allow like his father to return in a future life at some point. And if he couldn't do it, he loses the name because the father becomes nothing or something. Yeah,
I think he was going to lose the name either way because he couldn't do it.
If he couldn't give the stuff to the hunter, he would lose his name. That's why I gave the thing to him, because it's like I don't want him to lose the name.
Yeah.
Because I'm a good person.
Apparently. Yep. Yeah. It was nice. So a lot of these things give you a point or two in like the Avar like you stuff, and if you get 5 points, then they like
this
throw
one
a party. This one doesn't give you a point if you give it to the son.
This one, no. This one, if you give it to the hunter, the Avar like you. But if you give it to the son, the Avar don't like you.
Yeah, or they're neutral.
You don't get a point in
like they're net
neutral. Or they're neutral, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave it to the son because, like I said, Sarah wanted me to, and usually that's a pretty good indicator of what.
Yeah.
I fought a bunch of Stonehold Avar in a mock battle and earned their respect.
I enjoyed the little arena section. That was a lot of fun. And it just kept on getting progressively harder and harder, and it was nice. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
There could have been a fun little mini game there. They do something like this.
It's like Mass Effect 3, the battle arena thing you do in the Mass Effect 3 DLC.
Yes.
Isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good like correlate. That's definitely exactly what it is, except for it's not as like planned out and there's not nearly as much stuff to do. I wish there was more like that. That'd been awesome if it was like that. Oh, now I'm sad. That bums me out. That would have been really great. I loved that too. That was really fun. I forgot about that. Oh, no, bummer.
Yeah.
I found a shaman in trading who was in a self-imposed exile. It turns out that the spirit that inhabits her to help her learn magic wasn't leaving. I learned that it didn't leave because she didn't perform the magic rites to make it leave. I confronted her about this and told her to go back to the shaman to figure things out. I also could have recruited her as an abomination that isn't insane for the Inquisition, and I think in a different playthrough I would have done it, but I didn't because my Inquisitor's like a true believer in like, you know, in like the whole Androstian religion thing, and this isn't necessarily a cool thing, so I was like, nope, go back and like figure things out with your mentor friend guy there.
Yep, I recruited her because why not add people to the war table late in the playthrough? Because, you know, and she probably would have hated going back to her people anyway. And Dorian, I had Dorian, Cassandra, and Sarah throughout me. Dorian's like, whatever, cool. Cassandra wasn't a fan, and Sarah thought I was completely insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I destroyed some pyramids made out of sticks hanging from some trees because they were made by the jaws of Hakkon and were apparently evil or something.
Yeah, I didn't get this quest at all. I didn't understand this quest at all. There wasn't much to it other than like just destroy art that other people made. Well,
then you get a point in the Avar like you more.
I guess.
Yeah, I found 4 of the 5 really easily, and that 5th took me forever to find. It was up one of the trees. Just in case you're curious, it took me, I looked for this thing forever. This stupid, I had to turn the game off, go to bed, and then come back the next day to find this dang stick pyramid. I went and found someone's sister who was supposed to be helping with the fishing, but instead went on a nice little hike.
Yeah, this was one you had to climb like 4 or 5 different mountains to find this lady, right? And then like, and then she does a ritual, and if you watch the ritual, 1, like Cassandra freaks out a little bit. 2, like you get some extra power, and 3, the Avar people like you.
Yep.
If you watch the ritual, and you also get like a couple bonuses too, don't you? You get
in both this DLC and the next DLC, like a lot of like the extra stuff that you do instead of getting like loot and gear and that kind of stuff, though there's a bunch of gear next week, you get like bonuses to your stats, which I like. There's a lot of bonuses to stats next week, and also a lot of like really fun gear and schematics next week as well. I discovered all the camps. They are gigantic tree forts, like massive giant tree forts, like way up in the trees, and they are absolutely awesome. They're so
like
cool.
Forest Moon event. They're full Forest Moon of Endor vibes on them. They're really fun, and like I like the little like fast travel pulley to put you back on the ground. Yeah, that's super fun.
It was great, and it's like full camps with like, you know, forges and everything up there, way up in the trees. They were a ton of fun. I loved it. It was great. I found an Inquisition scout who went missing. He was mad because the Jaws of Hakkon killed his friend. Apparently, the scout was a really bad mage who was just like a regular old soldier. But when he got mad, he invited a rage demon to possess him, which always ends badly. We can kill him because he wasn't like full rage demon mode, or let him stay in abomination. I killed him for the same reason I sent the shaman in training back to her mentor. Like, he had like murdered like a lot of Jazz of Hakkon using that rage demon. I was like, I don't know about that.
There's a lot of burnt bodies on the way to find this guy. Yeah, so I killed him. And, you know, that's another reason why I recruited her, like the other abomination lady, because, well, you know, I just lost one. So I got to get a new abomination.
Got to keep at least one abomination lady around.
Yep.
This one made Scout Harding really sad because she knew this guy really well. And she was like, oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to go write a letter to his mom and not say exactly what happened, which I thought was very nice.
Yep. Oh, you don't tell Dad. You don't tell her what happened at all. You just tell her, like, you found him dead. Like, that's,
Is
I
that
think
what was that how it goes?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't tell the Scout Harding the whole truth. You just be like, yeah, we found his body and we may have murdered him in the process, but it's fine.
I helped an elf get published in an academic journal because she's a good archaeologist, and apparently elves don't often get published because racism.
That's a theme in this DLC.
I'd say the elves are a theme in the next 2 DLCs.
Yes.
I chatted with This is a big one. So I chatted with Inquisitor Emeriton's dead girlfriend. The next one's a big one. I chatted with Inquisitor Emeriton's dead girlfriend, who is now a spirit. I forgot why we chatted, but after we chatted, she moved on to wherever spirits go when they stop being spooky.
Okay, she was like sitting there waiting for American the whole time, and then she died, and then
That's right.
and her spirit was still waiting for them, and you'd be like, "Yo, lady, it's been 800 years. I think he's dead."
But he wasn't, though.
So, yeah, but he wasn't. So, whoops.
Might be.
He might show up a couple hours after you're there. So after you get there, so
just give it a little bit of time. I'm sure he'll come around.
I mean, you waited 800 years. What's another couple hours, right? You know.
I got to know Inquisitor Emeriton better by catching green balls. There were a bunch of these, but only a few of them were interesting. First, he hated being away from Halam Sharal, which is 100% the most fun location to say, Halam Sharal, because the second blight was coming, and he wanted to lead the elves alongside Emperor Draken against the Darkspawn. Cassandra says here, but he died here, and the elves ignored the second blight as it spread across Orlais. So began the animosity that led to the destruction of the Dales.
Yep.
You actually can do this DLC before Solus leaves the party. He has something very similar to say that as well, which I think is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Next, we learn that his companions are fighting. We're fighting about some early Seekers beginning to use lyrium to fight demons. This becomes the beginning of the Templars, the Seekers, and the Templars. Sorry, and then goes on. We'll talk more about the Rite of Tranquility, which we already talked about. When it was created, it was not something designed to punish mages at all, but he was distraught and turned into something that became that. But essentially, one of his companions was one of the first Templars to fight demons using lyrium, which we know. The Seekers never did because they have their fun little tranquility ritual, and then the Templars use lyrium to fight the bad guys. So, kind of fun.
Yeah, I just want a Dragon Age set in this era of Dragon Age.
I want a lot of Dragon Ages. If I'm being completely honest, there's a lot of Dragon Age I want. I get the feeling we're not going to get any more Dragon Age.
No. Sadly.
Yeah. Disappointing, to say the least. There are a few other things, but after catching the final green orb, we learned that he created shrines to both the elven gods and Andraste, and that he had no problem worshipping both. Which Sarah was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because Sarah is super into Andraste. She doesn't show it, but throughout the whole game, really, she just kind of early on, she kind of hints at it that she's yeah, of course I believe in Andraste. And then by the end, she's yeah, no, of course. What am I, a weirdo? Same with Varric, actually, which I think is really interesting. And then, like I said, I recruited a bear to the Inquisition.
I need to go do that.
It was fun. It was worth it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, catching the green balls was good. There's a whole bunch of really fun lores. I really like how they did the lore here, which was chase down these memories and kind of learn more about Ameridan. I like that. It was kind of fun learning about the Inquisition from before, and it was kind of validating for Cassandra. She came along on all this for me, because that was kind of what she wants to do with the Seekers, and kind of return them to what they were created to be instead of what they became, which I also really enjoyed. So yeah, it was a really good little story.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Munch, munch, munch.
What's our first good, Matt?
First good is having your build dialed in finally makes this DLC a breeze, quite honestly. But it's just a real nice change after the last DLC, because I was not in a good place after the last DLC. But this one, like, I was like, okay, this is where I want the game to be. I enjoyed it tremendously. What's not so good?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, I feel like on casual mode, like, your build should be able to be scuffed and it shouldn't affect anything, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, having a good build does change everything. Like, it's amazing how you can, like, so I accidentally took off my armor and stowed it in my the chest where you stow stuff for about a quarter of next week. And I was like, why am I so squishy? I'm like, this must be really dialed up. And then I was like, wait a minute, where's my armor? I still got through it all.
Why am I naked? Why am I naked while running through this deal?
I was just wearing like the pajamas that you wear around
yeah.
Skyhold, you know? So I didn't really think about it because I'm so used to seeing myself in like the Skyhold leathers that it didn't like really trigger until I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have like really awesome looking armor. Where is it? But I was very impressed. I got through a lot of the stuff with it in some pretty tough fights. So I don't know, good job me, I guess. But yeah, put your armor on. I got the not so good. It is the layout of Frostback Basin. What I found to be very confusing because you kind of have to skip. So like, if you skip Stone Bear Hold and then go right to like the Magic Ice Door and then come back, everything makes sense. But if you go to Stone Bear Hold first and have the conversation with the chief, you're like, yeah, there's this giant ice door. And I'm like, there is? And it's guarded by the jaws of Hakkon. And I'm like, it is? Can you help us? And they're like, well, maybe. I'm like, what? And I was like super confused because I just like did some things out of order. I'll be honest, I didn't find the ice door until at the very end of the game. I was like, oh, everything makes sense.
I found it. I found it while doing the green fire quest, like where you like shoot the green fire all over the map. That's when I finally found the ice door. I'm like, oh,
yep. That's when I found
this
it.
This is what this is for.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you basically there you find Tevinter Ruin that like creates a green fire, and you have to like light all these green fires, and then eventually you can like it's fine. It's kind of fun. It's interesting, but
it's a little long.
But yeah, it very much like you need to find the ice door first, and then come back to it. But like that was, I would say, the one gripe I had about this DLC was
I think the way you're supposed to do it is you go to try to do the boats first, but you have to get permission first from the lady to do the boats.
Yeah.
And then like you go back to the boats, and then you do the river, and then I don't know. I did the river first. Like I ended up doing the river first. So like, cause I was just setting up camps.
I did
and then I moved my way east.
I did the boats. Like I did what he wanted, and then went and got like sidetracked on some things. I was like, wait a minute. And then and then I did the boats, and then just north of there was the camp. So I'm like, oh, that is like the Stone Bear Hold. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna swing up there. And I was like, oh, maybe I should have gone and done the river stuff first with like the Inquisition troops. So I was like, okay, I swung back around and did that, and I was like, oh, this doesn't have anything to do with that, really. It's just like making sure your troops are okay, which was a good thing. And so I kind of like basically was like, all right, whatever. I guess there's a ice door somewhere, and it's kind of just like let it go because it really wasn't important. I needed their help. I'm like, okay, I need their help. Let's go get some help. But you know, I was like, I think I can probably just not help them, but you know, I like doing everything, and so I was like, well, if I can be friends, let's be friends, because you know, why not? I'm the Inquisitor that helps everyone. So, but yeah, and then by the end, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this explains the entire DLC and why I was actually even going to Stone Bear Hold. So like, the chief should not have even spoke to you before you went and saw the ice door. They needed to have implemented some sort of trigger in there where if you haven't visited the ice door, that there needed to be a reason why we went to the ice door. So maybe like the Inquisition troops were pinned down at the ice door. We go to the ice door, free them, and then we get attacked from above by the jaws of Hakkon. And then we head on down to, or maybe the Stone Bear, I don't know. Then we head on a Stone Bear, then that opens up. But there was a trigger that was not properly implemented in the DLC that made the story weird. at the beginning.
Yeah, but also the fact that like you like remember that like that the elf that was like searching in like the swamps, and then she went to the Deventer hold and then disappeared, right? Like
The academic lady.
yeah. Yeah, we're like the only way to get to her is go through the door and go through like the whole thing with Meredith, right? So or Meriden, right? Like you have to go through it and do like the whole. Then like you go out the back door, and all of a sudden, like her notes are just sitting on the ground. But there's no other way to get to that where that spot is. I thought
you can go through where like where some like the green fire stuff is.
Yeah.
So you can do all of that without actually getting to the ice door, because I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because like the ice door, you have to kind of go up like a switchback path kind of to get up to it from like the swamp area. Yeah, it was. I felt like the whole.
I mean, that's how I found the bear jail, because I had to go follow the green stuff, and then I went down like, oh, there's the bear jail. I'll take care of that.
I'll be honest. By the end of the DLC, I was like, I knew the area really well. I was like, oh wow, everything is much closer than I realized.
Yeah,
because I was like, I don't normally use like the fast travel stuff, but I didn't want to like spend too much time. It's like it was like walking through the area. And I was like, my gear is good enough. My build is good enough. I don't really have to worry about using my like rift powers, which is whenever I fast travel, I use my rift powers because of a trial I have turned on. But I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to use it in this one because it's going to save me a little bit of time. And so by the end, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, the ice door is like just like to the left and then to the right of Stormbear. It's like right there. And I was like, I thought it was like so far away. Yeah, I don't know. It was, I just think there needed to be like a reason to go and discover that at the beginning of like the first quest needs to get you going there. And then from there, at that point, then the other multiple quests should have like opened up. But like instead you have like these 3 beginning quests, which is go chat up with the Stone Bear folks, go check out that spooky island, and go help out the Inquisition troops. So instead you have like these 3 kind of like paths, and they're all valid and they're all fine. But the problem is none of them lead you to the ice door, which is the whole reason you're asking for help with the Stone Bear. And so like that initial trigger just kind of like, it just didn't make sense in the sense of story. And and I kind of waved it away. I was like, I missed something, whatever. I need their help. Let's go ahead and move on from there. I didn't stress it too much, but it did kind of like, I would say the first hour, I was like, what is going on exactly?
Right.
What's our best good?
The best good is like how the map changes after the dragon's freed, and then like you go back out, and then like there's this whole ice stage set up in the harbor now for the dragon fight. It's literally a stage and like an arena set up for the dragon fight. Like the dragon builds this for you so you can kill him. That's great.
Yeah, Hakkon's like, hey, we're going to have a really great fight. Hold on here. I'm going to set up a couple of places that I can sit up high and shoot ice down at you. And then there's going to be a big spot in the middle for us to have a good old kerfuffle. And I'm like, you're right. Let's do this, Hakkon. It's going to be awesome. We're on the same page.
Yep. It's like, let's have a good time. Let's have a little rustle. Let's have a little rumble. Let's rumble.
He asks each traveler 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number.
I will ask myself 3 questions.
Hey, Matt, what'd you like?
I never felt lost or like overwhelmed with things to do. Like things just kind of like I stumbled upon things kind of naturally, and they kind of took care of themselves pretty quickly. There were a couple quests where it's like they kind of strung you along just places, but it never felt a little too long. Except for maybe one. It was good. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed like the little, like the areas where people lived and the kind of cool stuff you saw.
Yeah, it definitely felt like kind of almost like between Mass Effect 2 DLCs and Mass Effect 3, where they were like, they kind of really dialed in what is really fun about the game. And what's great about this is, they dialed in here with these last 2 DLC. They dialed in with the 3 DLC. But what is great about this game, and then they just real quick got the next game out. They definitely didn't waste 10 years trying to make an MMO, canceling the MMO, and then reviving part of that to make a single player game. They didn't do that. They knew what was great about the game and they dialed it in and they just like really brought it home. They bummer.
What are you liking so far, Dan?
It's a gorgeous zone. It's really cool. Couple of really fun biomes. You get the ice at the end. You get the like there's like a kind of like a flood plain, kind of like an oceanic flood plain with like some cool monsters in it. And then there's like a swamp zone with like some like really edgy trees. Dorian says, I can't believe the members of the Magisterium haven't discovered this plant. They've been growing it everywhere. It's this giant vine with like giant thorns growing out of it. Yeah, really cool zone, really great biomes. Like really, really pretty, really, really nice. Not a desert. Sort of made Matt happy.
That's the best. Yes, seriously.
But it was really pretty, and like everything was connected really, really well. It was thoughtful, and the camps were close enough where you have to worry too much about stuff. You could get like to stuff really quickly and easily. Everything was centrally located, so you didn't have to like travel back to Skyhold for things. It was a really well thought out zone and really well planned. I liked it quite.
I'm a sucker for old ruins that are like overgrown and built into the side of a mountain. That's like just that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, it was really solid. It was really, really good. What did you struggle with, Matt?
The green fire quest was. I felt like it was like, okay, how many more of these do I have to do? Like it's just literally taking me all over the map. It felt like a Dragon Age. It felt like a Mass Effect Inquisition quest in a way. It was just like, okay,
where you had to keep
like,
on.
Surely there's a fast go to different spot. Like, okay, come on, let's go. I mean, they weren't too. It wasn't like Lindrum where I had to like fast travel because like it was far, like they were far, but like it's still like. It's just like, okay, I've done like 8 of these. How many more do I have to do?
Yeah, this could have been 3 things maybe, but instead it was it was way more than it needed to be. That was an interesting weird one. Yeah, the Green Fire quest.
What are you struggling with?
I talked about this with a not so good really, but I thought the story of the zone was fairly linear. But the presentation earlier, that really wasn't linear. The story was presented linearly with just because of like the chat with like the leader of the Stone Bear, but because it was not presented that way, it was presented in a confusing manner. So I didn't necessarily understand why I was really working with the Avar at the beginning. Cause like, yeah, they seem like they're nice enough people, but like I've killed a lot of people and dragons and demons and stuff on my own. So I'm not sure why I need them to be involved. And it wasn't until the end when I understood it, when like they had some like they basically like had to let us in. We melted the ice in the door with green fire magic, and then they like climbed up a wall and then snuck inside and opened the doors from the inside, and they like fought the jaws of Hakkon while we went and killed the bad guy. And
we didn't even talk about the cold building where it's like you had to like run between the fire pits to like stay alive.
We didn't talk about the fire pits.
Yeah, there's a whole mechanic where you have to run between fire pits to stay alive. It's very reminiscent of that one of Vold in
kind of it was very similar to being on Vold or like any of the other like Andromeda type things, right? Where
you had to
there
be
was
like
an environmental
near the thing that's generating. Yeah.
It kind of so they did make sense because the Hakkon, what are they?
The jaws of Hakkon.
The Hakkon. So they were like all like very icy. They were all like about cold. They had cold enchanted weapons and stuff. Yes. And they had these cold spirits that were in this dungeon, and so you would essentially have to like avoid them, and then have to light these fires and fight in the fires. It was very similar to Andromeda and Vold. I didn't even put that together, but you're right. I think it was,
but it worked. But it worked better in my opinion because it was more fun.
Did work better because you also, it definitely did work better because it just kind of was clearer, I would say. And it wasn't the entire zone. It was just this one dungeon. So it was a mechanic in one part of the dungeon instead of it being the entire zone. So I think that helped a little bit. And also you'd be lighting the fires. it did make, and it made the fights more difficult for sure, because like when you were on Vold, it you really didn't affect you very much. Like
No.
but
No,
like,
like this one, like the screen goes like the edges of the screen freezes into a circle, and then you're like fighting and you're losing health while you're freezing.
Yeah.
It's great.
and it goes pretty quick too, so you have to be aware
Yeah.
of where the fires are, so you can get back to you can like basically dash to the fires, heat up, and then dash back into the fight and stuff. It made for the fights to be pretty fun, I thought, in that one dungeon. It wasn't a lot to it, so it was only like 20-30 minutes maybe.
Yeah, it was like 2 chambers and like maybe like three rooms. It wasn't too
But
bad. And like there's some other stuff you could find, but none of it was necessary.
I found it all because I wanted to make sure I had all the schematics for next playthrough. That was very important for me. I want to make sure I had all the cool schematics from the DLCs for the next playthrough. But I did like that. And it did make a couple of the fights a little bit more difficult for sure. So, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
What surprised you about the game, Matt?
The little scene that happens when you like first enter the camp, the Stone Bear camp, where like there's like an honor test happening where like 2 men are climbing the wall, like she's in the leader of the Stone Bear like is judging it, and it's like, all right, now that we're done with this, why don't you meet me in my office and we could talk. And it's just like, I wish the game did more of this, where it was like just little slices of life that happen as you walk in, and like you can see like, okay, like, you know, there's this honor test between this, and I think it was actually a Jaws of Hakkon, and one of the Jaws of Hakkon was like, I'd kill you if I was anybody else, but since they've offered me hospitality, that'd be bad. So, yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What
surprised me? It was basically the entire game contained within one zone, which I thought was a ton of fun. It was like, what if they condensed everything about the game into a zone? So like, even like there were the shards were in the game, in the zone, and the shards from this zone opened up a shard door in just this zone, which I thought was really fun. So they put everything into the zone and was like, here is Dragon Age Inquisition in a nutshell. Help, it's me, I'm stuck in a nutshell. It's Austin Powers, you're welcome. But yeah, it's I thought it was a ton of. It was surprisingly fun. I hadn't actually played through it before, and only had done little bits of it actually, and it was great. It was great.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Hey Matt, sell the game to a friend.
They really just want to took a whiteboard and be like, what worked, what didn't work, and then they just circled the stuff that worked and made a DLC. It was great.
Yeah. And what's so great was they didn't dilly-dally around and waste 10 years getting to the next game. They were just like, this is what worked. Let's go ahead and make the veil go. I can sell the game
Honestly,
to a friend.
Just give me Inquisition DLCs, like $10, and just give me new things to do every month.
That's what I've been wanting all along. That's what I've always wanted. You know how many hours I put in this game? I'm gonna tell you next week. It's a lot.
I can go look at it right now. It's gonna be a
lot. For me, next week is gonna be awesome. Stick around if you're playing along. Play along. It is worth it. Even if you I haven't finished everything up, like make a save and then go ahead and play along with us. It'll definitely be worth it. It's a really solid end to the Inquisition story. Next week, we are finishing up Inquisition and the Brazilian Forest, which we did not get to revisit once again. That's it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks to our patrons and Twitch subs for patronizing us. You can find links to our Discord and our content information, the link tree in the description of this episode.
And Dragon Age Inquisition DLCs are games, and games are meant to be fun and released in a timely manner.
This is the end of the show. Everybody bye!
Do you care to take a guess how many hours I have logged into Dragon Age Inquisition?
70?
Yes.
Is that right?
73.4. 73.4. Yeah.
Do you know how many
Nice job.
hours I have logged on Dragon Age Inquisition?
I mean, I will take a look. You have 27 hours played recently. Good question. 534 hours on record.
That is correct,
Seems
Matt.
pretty good.
You know
That
that
seems pretty
534 hours doesn't include the hours I played this game on the PS4.
So you're saying this is probably one of your favorite games of all time?
It is definitely one of my favorite games. I have 61 of the 69 achievements. I have one.
I'm surprised you. I'm
3.
surprised you haven't 100% all the achievements.
Some of them are real. So I like one of them is like spend 50 hours like growing plants.
No.
Yeah. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gold achievements.
Harvest 50 herbs
10,
from
11.
Skyhold's garden. Ugh.
Yeah. Can do that whenever. So the ones I don't have, so some of them are just like trial ones that you have to do very specifically. So, Trial the Lovers, I have to have the fair weather friends on and enter Halam Shiral with all followers. So I'm not sure how I haven't got that one done, but I must not have done some right there. Take it slow, reach Skyhold at level 5 or less. So that one I could just do at any point. Slay 10 great bears from my grizzly end. So that one I thought I've done, and I don't know how I didn't do it. I've definitely... I was in the midst of doing it. I didn't finish it. You have to do the great bears in that one specific zone. So I've killed like 7 of them, I think. And then I discovered that I could get the great bear hide by just having Liliana go and farm it for me. So I stopped doing it because I was like, I didn't want to run around and keep killing great bears. I might go finish that one up here because it's a 1.3%. Slay the Havernal High Dragon, rub some dirt on it. I've never used the rub some dirt on it trial. That one basically makes it so health potions only heal one little bar of health.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it's just, you have to go kill one of the high dragons with that on. I deleted the save where that one's at, so I couldn't go back and do that one. Travel light on for In Hush with Whispers. I don't know what travel light is, but I just haven't used it. So there's basically just some trial quests is all I haven't done. And then Botanist, and then destroy all winter shards and light all the fires in the old temple. I don't know what that is. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
On Burning Wings, recruit a powerful ally to even the score. I'm not sure what that is.
Don't know what that is.
Wings. Is that something with Morgan? Did I do Morgan wrong there or something?
Or do you have to like...
On Burning
Or do you have to
Wings.
recruit Corypheus at one point? You know.
That'd be kind of fun. On Burning Wings achievement. Hold on. Where is there's achievements? Control F on Burning Wings. Oh, what? Where's the how to do it? Spoilers. For those who don't know, in order to get on Burning Wings, you need to have the Inquisitor drink from the Well of Staros instead of Morrigan. You get the trophy when you go to collect your pet dragon from Flemeth, so if you choose Morrigan to drink from the well, then no trophy for you. So
Okay,
I just
so
apparently
Morrigan
I've
has
never
to-
had, I guess I've never drank from the well. I've only had Morrigan do it.
Oh, okay.
Good to know.
Works for me.
So, I don't know, something to do for the next time.
Yeah, the next 60 hours, 70 hours.
I could 100%
Or
this, probably this game by just probably
Doing
pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah.
I wanted to finish it. I have 100% all the quests, if that makes anything. Well, not really, because I did not get one of the seeds. So I'm missing one seed from a plant, and I'm missing a banner. I don't know which banner I'm missing. But I have all the furniture. I have all the... I have all the mounts I could get without pre-ordering the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy this game. Let me just say.
It's a good game. It's a
Yep.
very good game. I see why you like it so much, and I was looking forward to like coming back to it again in a year or so and just being like, this game was good.
It is. It
again.
is just good. It's just a good game. I feel like Dragon Age 2 and they're just good games.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed. And I think
I've
I
enjoyed-
think 3 is a lot better than 2. I think now that I've played a lot of 3 or Inquisition, I'm like, okay, I see why people weren't so high on 2, but I love the story in 2. The story in 2 is so good.
I really like a lot of how 2 is done. I love the way they do crafting in 2. I love the crafting in Inquisition. I think it's great. But like, I do wish like the resource nodes were more like 2 instead of like Inquisition. We have to go out and just you're constantly farming resource nodes as you go.
Yeah, where it's like, we found deep mushroom. Now we have deep mushroom forever.
Yes. Like, because they kind of had that in the game with the the logging stands and the other things. Like those were in the games, but only for like just to upgrade the Skyhold. Like I wish those were just what all the resource nodes were like. Like so, like you'd go and you'd find deep mushrooms, and you needed 3 deep mushroom nodes in order to craft this one thing, and you found it in this place. That. Like I like that a lot better than constantly farming elf fruit. They even make fun of you. They even pull a Mass Effect 2 and like, I'm checking on the
That's like don't ask him about don't ask the Inquisitor about all the elf fruit he used.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I remember that. I saw that. I'm like, yeah, okay, I deserve that.
So yeah, I do wish I like the resource nodes a lot. I really liked how the game took place in Dragon Age 2, just took place in one city. I honestly like how both 2 and Inquisition handled it. Like I loved the giant world that Inquisition takes place in, and I loved the simple city that 2 took. I think they were both stories told really, really well in 2 different ways.
Yeah,
I have no problem with either of them. I don't think I prefer one or the other either.
Yeah, now that I have a ton of like power again, since I did a lot, I'm actually looking forward to going into the zones that you didn't have to unlock to go and just play the game in those zones. Like there's a couple zones where it's like you never had to unlock them, you never had to go in them, you never had to do anything with them. But like now it's like, hey, guess what? There's more game here. Oh, okay, I'm in the mood to play some Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's play the game in this new zone.
Yeah, and there's lots of cool story in there too. It's not necessarily required for anything, but that's a really cool story. Like the Elysian Civil War is really fun. There's a desert area that you won't like very much, but there's some cool stuff that goes on in there. The shard doors are really great. If you do ever get around to going to get all the shards, like the shard doors are actually really fun when you start opening them, because like each door that you open has like a boss fight in there. So like you get the shards, you go open the shard door, and then you get like a crazy boss fight, and then you get some like some cold resistance or heat resistance or whatever, and then you have to go get more shards and then open up the next boss fight, and then you get some sweet loot. It's really fun. It's rewarding for collecting, garbage essentially.
Yeah, finding all the pieces and parts. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, should we take off?
Let's do it.
All right, that's it for this week. Thank you all so much, and we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye. Can't wait for Trespasser.